Alright, my package is finally here. I needed something to put on my bike that wouldn't be too large, but still hold everything I need for a day ride. Looks really small. Kemimoto logo. Oh, there we go. Quite a few straps. Rain cover. Instructions. Oh! It's a backpack. Cool. Never had a bag that was a backpack. Waterproof side pocket. This says 35 liters. It's got the rain cover, but this feels like it would be waterproof. Well, let's get this on the bike and see how it does.
First of all, welcome to the channel and thank you for stopping by. When time permits, please consider subscribing. I would greatly appreciate it. Behind me is my Yamaha FZ6. I seem to have a problem buying Yamaha inline fours. I think this is the fourth one in 2 years. But we're not going to talk about that today. What we are going to talk about is the fact that this bike has no storage. The shape of the tank, not great for a tank bag. You could put one on there, but then it's going to be in your way when you're going around the twisties and you're leaning over. That leaves a tail bag. But the dilemma there is there's no rack of any kind on this bike. And most of the tail bags that are designed to work without a rack are incredibly small. They're not good for a 4-hour trip out. They're not going to have any space for you to really store something while you're in a restaurant. So I reached out to Kemimoto. I have one of their bags that I use on my ADV bikes, and I said, do you have anything I can use that'll hold at least a helmet and probably 50% more space than the helmet so that I can put everything else in? And they sent me over this. This is the Kemimoto 35-liter tailback. The real benefit to this is that it met most of my goals without needing a rack. As I mentioned before, most of the larger bags require a rack to be on the bike, and I'm not putting a rack on this beautiful sport bike. So let me put this on and we'll take a look.
Okay, so we have the Kemimoto bag, and it ships with multiple straps. There are 2 of these large straps and then several smaller straps that you could use if it didn't work well on your bike. What I found is the large straps work the best. You see right there, it sits quite well on the back. There's plenty of room for me to sit. This is a 600cc motorcycle. I do not generally have anyone on it with me. So this bag works well. I can't believe that came off so quickly. Normally I struggle with those. So the grab handles work really well on this bike, and I imagine they would on most sport bikes or nakeds, because you're just not going to want to have a rack on a pretty bike like this. Or at least I'm not going to want to. Come underneath. These hook right on. I've been known to exceed the speed limit every now and again on this bike, and I've never had any kind of problem with this bag coming off. This is my AT950. It's the largest helmet I own, and it fits just fine in the bag. Lots of space here. I believe it's a 35-liter before expanding it, which I'll show you in a minute. Worth noting is it comes with a dry cover. That said, they do say the bag is waterproof, and in my experience, I've been rained on 3 times without any kind of problem, so use this if you feel you need it, but so far, I've been very lucky. These are the smaller straps, which I didn't really feel a need to use. This isn't going anywhere at all. Now, in addition to the large cargo carrying, you have 2 more. Over here is one that I really like because it follows a feature they have on my other Kemimoto bag. That is, it goes inside. So, I keep my rain jacket in there. I've never actually taken it out and used it because it's when it has rained on me, I've just headed home and it hasn't been that bad. But I also keep a spare pair of gloves because, unfortunately, I have lost a pair of gloves before. On this side, we have a smaller storage area, which I keep this to wipe off the bike if it gets rained on, and I usually have some extra camera gear in here like batteries and cables. It's fairly small, but it's also waterproof and works just fine. Now, if for some reason you do need to have more storage, we do have clips here. Unclip them on each side, and then unzip. Pretty standard, you see this on a lot of luggage. And you can add quite a bit of extra space. No, I've never needed to do that. That's a lot of space. I don't know, I mean, you could carry that much, but wow, I hope I don't ever do that on this kind of motorcycle.
So there's most of what I wanted to show you about the bag. I forgot one thing. I recently took this bag cross country. I flew southwest and I rode a motorcycle back, but I used this as one of my luggage, knowing that I'd be able to strap it to the bike and ride home with it. And it has one more useful feature. Right here, above the expansion zipper, is another zipper. Inside, we find a strap, turning it into one heck of a duffel bag, and it's much easier to hold a lot of weight as opposed to using the side handles, which will work fine. Well, there you have it, the Kemimoto 35-liter tail bag, which I've been using for about a month now, including 2 weeks on a trip. Great bag, totally satisfied with it. So far it's waterproof. What else can you ask for? It's a tail bag that holds things, zips up, easy to carry, holds plenty. Very happy with the product. If you stuck around this long, thank you. I appreciate it, and take care.